My concern is, and statistics prove it, the debt ceiling is playing havoc with the economy. It's playing havoc with the value of our money, so forth and so on. Can you guarantee us tonight, here and now, that you will not vote to raise the debt ceiling?
I will not raise the debt ceiling unless we see significant cuts in spending, unless we see tax reform, unless we see parts of all of Obamacare delayed or stopped or repealed. And I think that if you look out over the opportunity we have here, to look at our spending, and you know, people talk all the time about cutting the Department of Defense or this department or that department. You can eliminate the Department of Defense, and we will still be deficit spending. We'll still be adding to the debt. What we need is a long-term strategy. It was mentioned here earlier by Andrew. We didn't get here overnight. And you're not going to be able to get out of it overnight. I've supported a budget that over 10 years is going to balance the budget, and I believe it will in a reasonable amount of time. I believe you have to look at entitlements. You have to look at Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. And if you take the debt we pay on the debt ceiling, the service of the debt, that's about 60. It's about 2/3 of the budget that we pay. You've got to attack those things. You've got to be able to reform those things and do it in a way that you're not going to take a 70-year-old or 75 or 80-year-old senior and say, we're going to cut your benefits tomorrow. Or say to the person that's 64 or 65 that, hey, you don't get to retire next year or 2 years. You have to wait several more years. So doing it in a reasonable way. And I think we're going to have the opportunity to do that. Again, I won't vote for a debt ceiling unless we see spending cuts and possibly tax reform, because I do also believe that our problem is not going to be solved by just cutting spending. It's going to be solved by growing the economy, growing our way out of this mess that we've got ourselves into. So again, we're going to have an opportunity to look at the debt ceiling, to look at spending reforms, cuts, to look at tax reform. And again, at the end of the day, if we don't pay our debts, it's like all of you here, if you stop paying your credit card bill, you're not going to get credit. You're not going to be able to do the things you want to do. And what it will do to the United States economy, what it does to the world economy, would wreak absolute havoc on it. So again, I won't vote for it unless I see those spending cuts like I did in sequestration. We got sequestration, which this year, this coming year, it'll give us about $110 billion in mandatory cuts over the 10-year period, $2 trillion. Those are the kinds of things that I'll take a look at when we move forward on the debate on the debt ceiling.